Hello, welcome on this wonderful winter solstice special live call. Hello, I'm the Golden Muse, Chrisoula, Sirigou. We are live broadcasting here from the wonderful Cheshire in the heart of England. And we're also got on the call people that actually live very close to me. Hi, Nicola.
Hi, Chrisoula.
And also ladies that live quite far away from me, from us. And we've got Moira living in Canada. Hello, Moira. Wonderful.
Hello. Hi, Chrisoula.
And also Gita Winter, that is actually, she says Denmark there. Well, fabulous. Welcome, Gita. Welcome. And also we've got Katrine. Katrine, if you just unmute your and then say hello as well.
Yes.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. I'm just muting it once in a while because my children are about to go to bed, so
fine.
they'll make noise in the background.
That's fine.
Yes.
Where are you from, Katrine? Where are
I'm from Denmark. From Denmark. Yes.
Do you know Gita? You know Gita? Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yes. Wonderful. Okay. Thank you. Welcome on the call. So today's a very special winter solstice. So I just changed the spelling of the word soul. We put S-O-U-L. It's all bringing together soul connections. And last Thursday we actually celebrated honoring soul connections because we are here together because of a good reason. We wouldn't be here because we're here to help each other, to grow, to move forward, to bring more of our own light and spread the joy. Because we're here to have fun. Yes. So I like to introduce Nicola Friel to Moira Bush because you ladies, you're actually, both of you have got something in common. You're both from South Africa. Hello.
Oh, lovely.
Hi, Laura.
Hi. Hello.
So I just thought I would like to bring that connection, into the call. And right. So what's happening on the call tonight? Well, as you know me, I love celebrating and I love connecting with people. So why not bring in the Christmas spirit? And there's my real Christmas tree on the call and the decorations and wearing a bit of red, which is a lot about, passion and power, and say thank you to 2017 for all the good things and even the challenges that brought to us. So you're going to be sharing what you learned, what you accomplished, and also the bits that you still think you're struggling a little bit. You can choose something that you like maybe to see that 2018 can bring more ease, more joy, more love, more money, prosperity, whatever that is. Okay? So the idea is that I'm going to start and then I'm going to ask you to pop in, drop in, and then join the conversation. Sounds good?
Yes.
Yes? Fabulous. Well, you see, everybody's got their own. We're all on our own path, okay? So we're all evolving in our own ways. Some things moving faster. Some things are, they are taking a bit more time. Sometimes we kind of resist to really embrace our inner voice, our inner guide, and we say, really? Should I go for it? And then sometimes say yes straight away, and you go for it with full passion and all purpose. And then you see that it's actually, yes, that was what really the calling was for you. Sometimes you hesitate and you resist to it. Can you relate to that, anyone? Yes? Yes? So the idea of writing the book and writing my own book has been going on, in my head for quite a long time now. And I've got a number of people I know, soul connections that I have interviewed on my shows in the past 7 years. They have all published their books. They have all, and then I read their books. I connect with them. I understand their paths and their passion and their spirit, and I bring that out there for people to know about it. And I was saying to myself, oh, that's wonderful. Why not me? Why not, what's stopping me from actually writing my own book? So eventually I realized that I've got not only one book, I've got more than one book in me. So there you are. So I'm going to start by writing and compiling a book. It's called the Book of Soulful Musings. And soulful because probably understandable from the word soul, and my name Chrisoula's got soul in it. And musings because being the golden muse and being Greek and coming from from Greece with the wonderful muses, the goddesses that they were there to inspire and educate other people, I thought, yeah, soulful musings. So it's all this beautiful conversation I've had with you, with Moira, with Gita, with Nicola, and other guests that have been on my shows over the last 7 years. So I said, how can we have a selection of all these meaningful and enlightening conversations in one book, under one book? So that's actually is happening as we speak. There are a number of you have that actually said yes, and you're showing up big time because it's actually saying yes to yourself, and saying yes to your light, to be part of this project, and it's going to happen. It's actually happening, and it's actually more work than I thought. Believe me. However, I've got all these wonderful tools now in my life. I've got the beautiful guidance and clarity that brings, from the color psychology and color analysis, that I didn't have that a few years ago, but that really brings me so much light in my life. And I say yes to it, and I work with it every day. And I work with it with my clients, and I see how their lives are being enlightened and living life with ease. For me, that's the most important thing. Just being in the flow of life and enjoy life. So that's what the book's purpose is about. Is how we can bring more insights and more tools and guidance for people to understand how they can look after themselves. And self-care and self-love is one of the most important things. And one big chapter will be dedicated to nurturing self-love. That will be one of the chapters in the book. So what can we do to really get to know ourselves and become more in love with who we are, really in love with who you are? Because sometimes we give so much love out there, but we don't really love ourselves enough. So that's one of the visions for the book, to make you feel more in love and fall in love with yourself. And once you are in that space, magic and miracles can happen, right? Do you believe that? Because it's not something that comes with ease. We are not taught to be like that, to feel like that. We're taught to be on the giving all the time. So it's not something that it's a learning process. Okay, so if you are in that process, believe me, it gets easier and easier. The more you grow that love and nourishment for yourself. So that's a little bit about the book. So the actual the pre-launch is happening on the 1st of March 2018. And as you may have heard, over the last few years, I celebrate World Book Day. Because I have always loved books. Books have been my best friends. So I always love bringing together authors, co-authors, publishers, people that they have this fire in them and they really want to write their own book, but still, hesitate, resist a bit, and they're not sure how to go about it. So we all come together and we celebrate. So on the World Book Day in 2018, we're going to do the same thing, but we're also going to pre-launch the Book of Soulful Musings. Yay! So the actual launch is not. I don't know that date yet. Although I would love to be some late springtime. So I love spring, and because books is associated with wood energy, which is all about growth. It's all about expression and expansion, and wood energy is connected with beautiful trees, and then how they actually manage to bring all of the beauty out there through their branches and the blossoming. So yes, I would love it to be late springtime, probably May time, if not earlier. So it needs to be one of these projects that, you know, I would like to set the attention out there that this project needs to touch so many people's hearts and minds, to really allow them to see that this book is not just something that you put on the bookshelf and you say, I read it once, okay, I liked it, I got some aha moments from it, but I like it to be something like a guidebook, something that people can refer to help with emotional well-being or mental well-being, or connection. Parents can connect with how they can connect more with their children. We see where I'm coming from. Yeah. So it is not just a book to read and say, yeah, I read this book, it was a really good book. Yeah, it will be a fabulous book, because I have all of you on board with all your insights and your passion, your energy, and wisdom. But also I like it to be, okay, I can refer to the book and then I can find out more about something that I didn't know. So that's the other vision behind it. Okay, Katrine, thank you so much, my dear. So have a Merry Christmas, lots of love. Sorry, Katrine has to go. Okay, so this call is also for you to participate. So I said my bit. I can always come back, but this time I would like to come to you, and I like to introduce. I would like to come to Gita first, because Gita was here in Cheshire, in England, in October, and Gita's work is one of the. It really touches my heart, big time. So Gita works with children, and she's the author of one of the books I have been in love with is the Children's Meditations, and she works number of parents all over the world, how they can bring more connection and growth and love in their relation with their children. So something that if you are already a parent or a grandparent for that matter, or an auntie or an uncle or a teacher, an educator, you'll be able to connect with Gita, and yes, connect with her now here on air, online, but also because we are going to share the website and so on, so you'll connect with her afterwards. So Gita, 2017 has been a big year for you, right?
Yes. Thank you for that lovely introduction, Chrisoula. It's very good to see you again.
Lovely to see you too.
Well, that meeting in October was quite special, and giving that workshop with you and your people really touched me. So it seems a long time ago already, but it's still really fresh in my mind.
Yes.
So thank you for arranging all of that, and thank you for inviting me here on this call. I think it's a wonderful subject, and I've been writing about winter solstice in my newsletters this week, because it truly is dark in Denmark.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, and it's depressing, and it's just dark when we drop off the kids at school, and it's dark when we pick them up. It's too dark here. So it always makes me want to move to Greece or something like that.
Oh, well, I am from Greece, but I don't live in Greece. But still, though, we can carry the light in us, right? So
exactly,
yes.
Exactly. And some days you just have to create your own sunshine, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah, well, 2017 has been extremely busy for me, trying to push my books into the world. I started out with a few countries, and the book is now selling in 21 countries. So it's a big deal. And now 2018 we'll try to translate it to many more of these European languages. So today the book is in 3 languages.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got it right here.
That's it. There's the book. Beautiful.
Yay.
Yes. In my heart, it's called. Yes. Wonderful meditation.
Yeah, well, the funny part about this how do you internationalize a book like this, and how do you also keep your creative path as a writer?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the reasons I would love to join your project is that for me it's a circle. Like everything is in a circle. So for some books it's just the beginning, like this one with you. I just finished working on another co-authored book, Time to Rise, with Dr. Andrea Pennington.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just finished, and now you're starting up anew, and I'm writing on my own projects. And actually this is one of the first books I wrote in Danish, and now it's becoming big out there in the world. So all of these circles going on about being creative, making a book, selling it nationally, and then going international. It's just going round and round and round. So for me, 2017 has been a rocket ride in many ways, and the biggest challenge for me has been to maintain my focus on also being the kind of mother I want to be, and be present for my own children. There's no meaning in me trying to save the world if I forget about my own children, right? So they're very important to me. So it's all about finding that balance.
Yes.
And going international means traveling and being more on calls like these at odd times of the day and all of these things. So 2018 will be even a more sharp focus for me on doing it my way, and the way I feel is right for my children.
Mm-hmm.
So if I look at other international authors, they travel all over the world at the same time in many different countries. And if I think about that, I get stressed and think, oh my goodness, there is so much I could do. So relying on that this path is open for me to walk in the time and speed that I feel like walking on this path is essential for me to just keep my balance and be happy, really.
Yes. Yes.
So tuning in on that and just keep broadening out my message, but doing it in my way is the whole 2018 going on for me.
Yes, and the word that I like to take away from what you just said is the word focus. You know, like really commitment, and being really sharp with what you want, and stay with it. Stay on the path. And there will be lots of things out there, and I know for myself that could be easily distract me or distract you.
Yes.
There are lots of things out there, but how can you bring your focus back? You know, that's the most, you know, that's a challenge. But the more you realize that actually, where am I going now? You know, really keep asking these questions to yourself. Where am I? Am I on the right path? Where do I want to do? And, you know, do I really need to worry about this that much? So really have that conversation with yourself. And even if you feel that you cannot do it by yourself, ask somebody else to help you. That's why there are other people out there, including myself, including Moira, Gita, that we are, you know, helping, coaching you and mentoring you to support you, to get you back on your path. So you are. Focus. That's one of the key words, right? That's one of the key words. And then dedication, because yes, whatever your path is, whatever your passion is, whatever area you bring more light into other people's lives, there's always the element of dedicating time to yourself, first of all, to look after yourself. But also dedicating time, like here now, Gita and Moira, they're both authors. They have already published their books, but they said yes to being on the call. Can you see why these ladies have already written and published their books? Can you see the qualities they've got in there? Because they are dedicated, and then that's a wonderful thing to think how you can bring that in the new year. And Nicola, I would like to say thank you for being on the call, because you have been on a wonderful roller coaster the last few years, you know, living in South Africa, moving to London, and then the last year or so, actually it's not even last year, you're here this August, right?
Yeah, I arrived in August.
Yes. So, and then setting up your business in this area, and spreading the word, it requires a lot of commitment and a lot of dedication. So thank you for being on the call. Would you like to say?
You.
Yeah, thank you for saying yes to turning up. That's what my teacher Moira says. So I'm passing on the message to everybody I know.
Just got to show up.
Yes. So you, how has it been for you 2017?
My highlight of 2017 was moving up north, moving to Sandbach. It's better for my son than being down in London. So all round, it's a good move. My mum and dad moved back from South Africa after being there for 49 years. They've moved back. So they're also in Sandbach now. So 2017 for me, although a roller coaster ride, which has been the past couple of years, has been, it's actually been great. Yes, I'm setting my business up for the third time, but third time lucky. They say third time lucky, so let's go. I've put a lot more effort into getting my business out there this time around. Far more than what I did in London and far more than what I did in South Africa. Just going to the various fairs. I will have been to the Sandbach Fair, meeting you, coming onto your radio station, meeting some other wonderful ladies. So that's the good side of it. The struggle side of it is yes, my business takes quite a while to pick up, you know, and in South Africa it took 4 years. Well, I can't have it take 4 years now. So I just need to do as much as I can to get the name out there and just keep marketing. Marketing, you know?
Yeah. So since we're talking about your business, let's find out what your business is, shall we?
All right. Sorry, everybody.
Okay.
It's body stress release. I'm a body stress release practitioner. So what that means is I work with clients who battle with headaches, knee pains, neck ache, backache, any real aches or pains within the body, stress, anxiety, babies with colic, children with growing pains and concentration. So it's a wide spectrum of things. And all it is it's a gentle technique. Just use my hands and the body does its own magic. You know, if people are into their own self-healing, then body stress releases the process for them.
Yes.
It's wonderful. Yes. It worked for me. So
it worked for you having had, the reason why I like to bring also the story a little bit behind it, because you were involved in a car accident and for a long time you couldn't find any way to help you with your, well, chronic pain, I would call it now, because it was so long. But body stress release was the technique, the treatment that worked for you. And that's what really inspired you to say, okay, I need to bring it out there more.
Well, that's right. For 17 years, I battled with neck and backache.
Yeah.
So I'd tried all the other modalities. I've tried the physio, I've tried the chiropractor, I've tried acupuncture, massages, you name it, I've tried it over those years. And a friend mentioned body stress release. This light bulb went off in my head, which was quite new for me. Found out all about it, had my sessions, and due to the profound effects it had on my body, I needed to go and study and hopefully put that on to other people. You know, get them pain-free, get them off of their medication. Yeah. It was a long, hard road because I had to give up. I gave up a full-time job. I was a single mum. I was a single income household. And yes, finding the money to do the course, to the expenses living away from home, to the expenses of running the home, back at home. You know what, when you want to do something, you find a way. And yes, I found a way. So here I am today, and I don't have a job. I don't go to work because this is just my passion.
So you said, because Nicola is going to be part of the book of Soulful Musings, I like to bring more an understanding and awareness of how our body works, and also how we can find different alternatives to release pain and bring more healing so that's part of the book's purpose as well. But you arrived here on the 1st of August, right?
Yes, 1st of August.
Yes. And then you may have heard me speaking about 2017 as the year of new beginnings, and maybe you've heard other people talking about it,
Yes.
which is a year one. So it's all about making new beginnings. So something's telling me, Nicola, that you are on the right path here, my love.
Oh, thank you for that. It's about time.
Yeah, you made that, the shift, and then you said yes to something new, and then you starting building foundations, and then always in a year one, you don't always see the thing straight away. It takes a bit of time to cultivate it, to nourish it, to really love it, and then things are blossoming. So wait for 2018 then, okay?
I'm going to hold you to that, Chrisoula.
Yes.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited for what the future holds here.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I think I'm the happiest I've been since I've moved here. Even if I could refer back to South Africa, I think South Africa, then being in London for a year and a half to being here, this is the happiest I've been in a long time.
Yes.
Long time.
Yes, fabulous. Well, Moira has actually been on not exactly the same path, but Moira, you left your country, South Africa, and you moved to England for a number of years. You were here, and how do I know Moira? If those of you who don't know who Moira is my teacher. I am a Kalomiros teacher myself, Kalo psychology, Kalo analysis. But Moira is my teacher, and now she's in Canada. But you see, she always says yes, and this is part of my journey here, and I would love it to be part of my journey. So thank you, Moira, for being with us today, and also for saying yes to contributing to the book of Soulful Musings.
That's brilliant. Congratulations, girl. It took a while, but you got there.
Yes.
And I love that you've announced it's not just one book, it's the first of more.
Yes.
Because you know how I manifest. I go, please give me God plus more. Oh, that is brilliant. Well done. I love the cover. I love the title. Everything about it feels of a very high frequency. So congratulations. I can't wait to actually have a physical copy in my hands.
Thank you.
So well done, girl. I'm really, 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 really so proud of you. That's amazing. And having written a book, I know how hard it is. Yes. It takes you through a process. So you're very brave to take it on.
Yes, I am. But you've got to dare in this life. I believe you've got to dare. I've got, and then it's part of who I am. I've got to go for it. Otherwise, I would not like to have regrets. I don't like to 10 years time to say, what stopped you? Why didn't you do it? And
yes.
That's something that I would like you on the call, and those of you that were going to watch it back or the video back, to say, is there anything that I'm actually really questioning and having the doubt in my heart that I'm not worthy, or you don't value yourself enough? And this part of this call is also dedicated to releasing what no longer serves you. So is there any part of you, not all of you, a part of you that actually holds you back? And if you do know, just find a way to release it. Maybe we can talk about ways to release something that no longer works for you, no longer serves you. Because with the new year, 2018, you will actually say yes to a wonderful start, a wonderful and prosperous start for you and the people the lives you affect. Because whatever you do, you don't do it just for you. That's another thing. Whatever work we are bringing out in the world, we're there to have an impact and make a difference in other people's lives. And Moira, you have been a leader in that respect, because it hasn't been an easy path for you leaving South Africa, moving over here, and then say yes to moving to another country.
What happens when you fall in love, girl?
Yes, I know that. I know that.
Well, yeah, 2017 has been a very interesting year, because I launched my book, 8 Colors of Prosperity, at the end of April, with a publishing arm here, run by a chap called Raymond Aaron. He's a successful businessman here in Canada. And I specifically, having come from such a strong spiritual background, I specifically sought out a very down-to-earth business kind of energy man to make sure that I had every strategy and business plan in place so that the book could be a success and go out into the world. So and that was a very new thing for me to try. So in 2017, I really overcame quite a little bit of judgments and prejudices against the business world and how things operate there versus how it works in the spiritual world. So that took me on a huge learning curve. And the book then, and I'm just warning for anybody who hasn't yet written a book, this is what happens. It changes everything. I had to change my business plan. I had to change my website. I had to change the way I operate. I had to change the way I charge. I had to change the way I mentored. And I had to also then allow more mentors to help me and support me with the growth phase, because the book will kick you into a growth phase if you allow it. And that's a big thing, because we could build up a bit of resistance to, and I was listening to what Gita was saying about now she has to go travel all over the world. Yeah, that's exciting. You kind of have to go, wow, I'm going to be traveling all over the world, instead of feeling, there's this workload that's going to come up next to traveling, and how am I going to juggle it? What I realized with my book was that, and the process of it was, as I just kept saying yes and turning up as everything was unfolding, especially this businessman's ideas wasn't quite my ideas from, all the time, is that I had to go back to my spiritual teaching and align with that, because God knows what you're capable of doing, how much traveling you can do, how much work you can do, how many clients you can see. He knows the capacity of what you're able to do as a human being. And God's benevolent. God's not to me, God is not one that's going to make it difficult to make me suffer with it. The moment I kind of surrendered and I relaxed into that energy of allowing, all the resources turned up. And of course, you know what happened since then. So the book launched at the end of April. And by September, I had my own TV show. And I've had 14 episodes already, and that's growing. We started with just myself and Sarah DeFelice, who's the founder of 5D TV Network. And we now have a team of 6 people. And that's just in a short, in 14 weeks. I mean, it was just phenomenal how quickly it all grew. And the information and the planning and the feeling that's happening for 2018 is just yet more growth and more expansion at all levels. And I have these moments just before I go to bed where I think, God, how am I going to cope with all of this? How's this going? How am I going to manage? But I keep going back to that core belief, that core thought that God knows what I'm capable of doing physically, energetically, and time-wise. And I just have to trust that I won't be given more than I can cope with. And if there is more coming, more support will come in, people will come in. And that's exactly what happened, because also just 2 months ago, my son said to me, I'll leave my job in Italy and come and help you for a few months. And that's what's happened. So even he's turned up to help me. So he manages me now, and he's helping me. So it just happens. You just got to allow it. And, 2017, that wish year, that energy of the wish bottle, that's part of 17 energy. Everything I wished for has come true in 2017. So it, for me, has been a phenomenal year. But 2018, oh my goodness, already the book is only 8 months old, and it's already going through an evolution. There is a team working, the 2 designers working on the front cover, and we're going to relaunch the book in January under the publishing arm of 5D TV. So this is the first time I'm making this announcement. It's it's the first time I've said it to anybody out loud. Yay! And we're rebranding it, and we're changing the focus of the book to move away from you needing to kind of convert your devils into angels, into more that is a statement that the law of attraction works with color frequencies. It's a fact. Yeah. So the title, the cover, the subtitle, the cover stays the same, 8 Colors Prosperity, but that's going through an evolution. And I found myself, because Mercury is retrograde, so I'm finding myself sitting with the manuscript that I thought was done and dusted, and I had to put away. And Mercury retrograde makes you go back and reassess and reevaluate and re-examine, correct? So I'm sitting and looking at it again going, oh my God, am I mixing with a perfect recipe here? And am I messing it up? And am I having to reinvent it? So yeah, so 2017 is ending on a really weird note for me, because I did not think I'd be going back to, to jiggle the manuscript, let alone have a new cover. And so be prepared for the unexpected as well. But if you keep saying yes and turning up, you just don't know where it will lead you. And yeah, in 2018, my plans are to, I'm first of all hosting Melissa Jolly here in Canada in February for a visit, her and her daughter coming out.
Fabulous.
And yes, and I'm running my next boot camp in March. And of course, since the book, my you know, I've gone from having 7 people on a boot camp experience, which is very intense, to having 30 people, Chrisoula, on a boot camp. It's been and I thought I could never do it because it's just the demands will be too much on my energy, but it's just worked. And apparently in March there's going to be even more. And then in October we've got a Color Mirrors conference happening in South Africa, where most of the Canadian crew, the 5D TV crew, are going to go down as well. We're all going to go on a safari, and we're going to go to Table Mountain. We're going to do all the wonderful things that I'm sure Nicola remembers fondly being from South Africa. So that's what I've got lined up.
Yay! Fantastic, fantastic. Well, what I'd like to take away from what you just said is the art of allowing. It's a real art. It's a real art, and something that I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to surrender. You know, when things are not going, you know, things are kind of, you start getting worried and anxious about things. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then you allow that to overwhelm you, and then of course what's happening then completely your focus we talked about is just all over the place, is not there, and then no clarity. You get really confused with where you're going, what you do, what's the right decision. But when we talk about allow the time and the space, because I heard lots of people saying I'm busy. I heard lots of people saying I'm busy, and I don't say that we're not. We're all busy, aren't we? But you know, it's more important to allow a bit of space to come back to what is important, what is real, what is, you know, checking in with yourself, and then that will allow you then for things to fall back into place, and then things will start it will still start growing. Acceleration will come again, because that's how universe works. It's not how I work on my own. It's how Moira works. It's how universe works.
Now, one of the things that I've come to realize studying the law of attraction so intensely since 2012 is that when we say we're busy, it's actually a poverty mindset thinking. Because when you say you're busy, you're saying you don't have time for yourself, which means I'm time poor. I don't have time for new projects. I'm time poor. So the whole thing of I'm busy is an excuse to stay in poverty and to stay in patterns of limit and lack. And so, and when I studied people that are spiritually wealthy and materially wealthy at the same time, people like Jack Canfield and Oprah Winfrey and, you know, Tony Robbins and those kind of boys, and I look at how they do it. And I kind of figured out that they don't do I'm busy. They just go, they say yes, they figure out how to do it later because they trust in that benevolent energy to come in and send them support to make it happen. When we say I am busy, we immediately put the gates up that says I'm not allowing anything in to change that situation, because the universe gives you more of what you state you are. So you're just going to be more busy and running around like a headless chicken and not really getting the books published or the projects or the businesses that you want. So I really I've catch myself even now sometimes saying, oh, I'm so busy. And then I hear myself say it now. I go, okay, it's not my problem that I'm busy. That I'm busy means I'm successful. That means I need more help. And then I go, God, that's your problem, not mine. And then people are just turning up. You know, and Chrisoula, it's been a most amazing year of manifestation in 2017, because literally, you know, Melissa said to us in the wish bottle, make a wish and the wishes will, you know, it will just happen. So I don't know much about the area that I'm in. I'm new to Canada, so I don't know where to find venues to host events and my network meetings, because they can't be held in my house anymore. My groups have grown too big. So, and I'm thinking, I don't know where to look for anything. I'm too busy. And I heard myself say it, and I stopped. And I said to God, right, God, you understand that I don't know places to go to. I don't know where places are to hire. I've got no idea where to even start looking. And, you know, and I said, it's not my problem. You sort it out. And the next thing, the executive assistant from 5D TV popped in and said, oh, I found this place and I found that place and we could use them for events. And I'm going, are you real?
Ta-da!
And just like that, she now helps me source all the event spaces I need. I don't have to worry about it. And that is what we have to be very careful when we're going into 2018, because 2018 you've already practiced the wishing stuff, and in 2018, as you think it and say it, it's going to instantly manifest. The whole manifestation process is speeded up. Especially in the, you know, it's that 11 mastery magenta year with the gateway, the 2 pillars that makes 11, 1 and 1. Yeah, you have to be so careful.
The beautiful magenta, yes. And Nicola is actually working. She's got this Metatron bottle. A number of people that worked with me this year, they were really drawn to magenta Metatron. Well, it's one of my favorites anyway. But probably there's a reason why, because that's paving the way for what's happening next year.
Yeah, it definitely is. And there's going to be this switch around time between 17 and 18, where we're moving from where we wish things to 18 becoming where we know things. Because the whole manifestation process is changing on the planet. Everything's speeding up. So instead of going, oh, I wish I had this, we just go, you know, it's a knowing. It's already going to be there. Otherwise, why would you even have the thought? And without having to almost speak it out loud, you can just sit back and wait, and you'll see a couple of hours later whatever you need arrives in front of your space. And that's we're being kind of practiced for that 5th dimensional manifestation. And I think 2018 is going to be a bit of a classroom for all of us. But that's exciting time to launch your book, girl. It's a very good year to launch your book.
Thank you. Yes, it felt right towards the end of 2017. It didn't feel right because anyway, I was now the word busy wanted to come out of my mouth.
Well done for catching it.
Actually, because I got married in July, 2nd of July. So the first 6 months of 2017 were dedicated to planning and preparing and organizing. Because I didn't get a wedding planner or a wedding, you know, I got really into it, and I am delighted because we really, really loved it. So we wouldn't change a thing. So the first 6 months they were really about that, and then of course you go on honeymoon. And then, of course, you know, it's summertime, so things are not moving. And then that's it, autumn kicks in. And then by autumn, beginning of October, I was saying, okay, the thing about the book was really, really growing on me. And then I got in, you know, Gita came over as well in October. And she's actually you're going to come back, yes? Yes, Gita, you're going to come back? Yes. So yes, because I would like also to talk about, I've got a question from one of the workshop attendees, Gita, and she couldn't be here with us on the call because she did say she was busy.
Oh dear.
But you know, she really feels overwhelmed. She's got 3 gorgeous children, age 7, 6, and 2.
I think I would also be busy if I had kids that age.
Yes, absolutely. And then she really struggles how to put them to bed, and so she can have a bit of time to herself. So this question, actually, she did bring it up in the workshop, but that's an area that she said, I've got the tools are working, everything, but still an area that after, you know, the last 2 months or so, still she's got that challenge. Is there anything you could actually, any insights or anything?
The answer is in that Metatron energy, that magenta energy, because when kids are kind of getting needy and trying to distract you and you know, and they all want to be heard at the same time, it's just because they as little 3 individuals, they each just want their own unique time with mom. Yeah. They want that. They don't want me to be, they don't feel they want to be grouped together with the other siblings, and then mom gives of herself, you know, water down into 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. So it's about making sure that there's time that she spends just with each individual child, and make sure she really listens and let them talk and hear them. Mm-hmm. And when she does feel they're draining too much energy, is to just use that Metatron energy and breathe the I amness in, and then just beam that towards them, so that they understand that mom's now in her divine space and she recognizes the divine in them. And that tends to calm, you know, kind of the human kiddie side of them down a little bit as well. But it's that complementary color to magenta, that that beautiful olive color that is the key here for her. It's about giving them each space with each single one of them, and really just sitting and and listening. You're really hearing them, letting them feel heard.
Yes. And I just have to say, because it's actually, when she came here, she had a consultation with me. She decided to work with number 24, which is actually magenta and olive.
Yes, magenta and olive. Yes.
And then she also drawn to work with the bottle olive, which is all to do with that's what you meant. But she didn't use the magenta yet. Maybe that's the next step forward.
That's the next step. But isn't it just color awesome? How people just know how to self-medicate, self-diagnose, self-prescribe. I mean, it's just wonderful. You just know what colors you need. Yeah, and because that's her story. That she's in that magenta and olive green bubble at the moment. So of course, those are the colors that will support her.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
The other thing that I'd like to say, and then I'd like to come to you, Gita, again, and then see your perspective in this. Hear your perspective in this. Is also whatever treatment, whatever technique, whatever you do, it needs to be done consistently. So I would like to make that big statement here now. Towards the end of 2017, for all of you who either have started working with color energy or with any treatment whatsoever, whether it's body, mind, spirit, whatever, you need to really dedicate time and really need to do it consistently, regularly. That's the only way it's going to pay off. That's the only way you're going to see results. If you do it once a week or once every now and then, no, I honestly believe that. That's how it has worked for me. You've got once to say that I work with this bottle, okay? Work with this bottle, and then once you do it systematically and regularly, you will see the results day after day, and within whatever time it takes you to finish off the bottle. Yeah. If you start one day and then you say, okay, I am busy and I didn't do it or whatever. Yeah, I would like to bring that, it's again under the element of focusing and consistency and dedication. Yeah,
definitely. I agree with you. If you think about your book, if you don't sit down and write every day, you're not going to have a book at the end of a week or a month or however long it takes you. And I remember I disciplined myself. I turned up at 10 o'clock every morning and I would write. And then I decided now I was fresher in the morning because I'm a very early riser. I like to be up at about 4:30 in the morning. So I decided I will turn up and write my book at 5 o'clock in the morning. And so, and that's what I did every single day, 5 o'clock, because the house is quiet. Everybody's asleep. There's no clients contacting me except the ones on the other time zones. And I put my phone on silent and I just sat, and that's how I got the book done. Is consistent turning up and focusing and staying committed to the process resulted in a book. And anything you do, you must give it that focus. But there is something else that I found very useful with a book, Chrisoula, that I just want to pass on to you, and that is having mentors help you with a business plan, because your book becomes what brands who you are, and it brands and branding is just a terminology to use. It's what you become famous for. It's what you become known for. And having a business mentor to just say, okay, what are the marketing strategies that we can have? What's the business plan? What are the events we can plan around the book? And what can we do to make sure that this book, is not just a book that somebody reads, but it leads to other things. I would suggest that you open up, if you haven't yet, to mentors to help you with that, because I've several of them now. And it's just been phenomenal. I could not have got this far without them, with what the book has led me to. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now get business mentors in, and all you have to do again is say to the universe, hey, I need help, and somebody will turn up and follow through with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't try and do it on your own, because it's a gold control kind of, I can do it by myself, I'm strong enough, I know it all. But actually, if you look at, you have a specific gift that you give the world, and all the other kind of nonsense that has to make it happen around it, other people can do that. They're looking for jobs. They're looking for being those special workers in your life and hand it over so that you could really, really take this book and turn it into something bigger than you've ever imagined.
Yes. Yes.
No, you're not good. She's not scared. She's saying yes.
Yes. Well, I've got some big plans, but I guess you're totally right. You know, when it's you're creating something, it's not easy to let go and then allow other people to come in. But actually, I am happy for other people to come in as long as there's the right energy, and then we are working together and bring the best out of each other.
But that's the whole thing, is when you just give the permission, it's not your job to worry about whether the right energy, because they're there for a reason, because their energy is there to add to yours, and God knows what you need. When I hooked in with this businessman, I have to say that I had to do my just say yes and turn up without the judgments, without the prejudices, without the beliefs. And because he was presented to me, and it resulted in the book, and it resulted in everything working. But meeting him and saying yes to him led to 5D TV. He was the stepping stone. If it wasn't for him and the book process, I would now not have a TV show and be able to reach many, many more thousands of people than I would with one single book. So yeah, it's about moving beyond what we think, and that control of needing it to work the way we want it to, and trusting the universe.
That's another big one.
It knows best. Yeah. It knows more than we know.
That's another big one. Yeah, trust.
Yeah, it is. Trust. But you're going to do well, girl. It's brilliant. I love every part of it. And I know what you like. You'll play for it for a little while, and then you'll go, I'll give it somebody to do this bit and that bit, and eventually it's just going to do that with you. You'll see. I can't wait for it.
You got to come over here for the launch. I don't expect you to be here for the pre-launch, but well, you're very welcome. But you've got to come over for the launch anyway. I'm saying the intention. Yeah,
we've put that intention out there as well, that I'll come to the UK at some point, because I think what I'd love to do is to get the whole team together and just say to them in person what it is that Canada has gifted me, and what I've learned here, and how I've grown, and to add that and add value to where I kind of left them when I left the UK. So the intention is there.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, now Gita, I'm coming to you. Yes. So what would you say? Because I love the way Moira what you said, and then how the magenta and olive color energy can help this lady. This mother of three children, and I'm sure there may be other mothers that will be watching this back. They might say they may have kind of the same issues, not exactly the same, but kind of the same. So, what is your input, your insight into this?
Well, what always puzzles me when I have questions like this is that I would have many questions to ask back about how the mother is feeling when she's having those special moments, because I completely agree that I think I know who she is from the workshop, and I remember her story, and one of her struggles was exactly to give time to each of her children and spend that quality time with them. So the energy I pick up from the question and from the vibe, if I'm correct with who we're talking about, is that instead of relying on finding a path into sharing from heart to heart at bedtime or at that special moment in the afternoon with the meditations from the children's meditations, I believe she might be beating herself up for not making that time or not making it work. So what I always suggest to parents who can't get into the vibe of the book and the sharing from the heart to heart is to stop trying to share and start reflecting on how they're feeling when they try to share. So observing their own energy for a while. And especially it's tricky at a holiday season coming up, because like Christmas is so full of so many energies and expectations and joy and chaos, and there are so many energies going on at the same time. So we will be triggered in different ways as parents, especially with that young children. and just observing how each child is triggering her energy is actually brilliant during a time like Christmas, because it will be triggered somehow. We all want these joyful Christmas and holidays. We're full of energy and everything is just, hunky-dory. But that's not life, right? That's not reality. So what I always say is that when it's not working, stop trying to make it work and just sit back and observe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
How you're feeling, why you're doing it, why you want it to work, and like reflect a little bit on what's going on the inside. Because often when we try, it's like being on the same energy circle, and right now it's not working. So what we need to do is, I always see it as one of those old what is that word in English? Not CDs, but these old records.
Yes.
And what's that machine called? What's that?
Record player.
Record player. All right. So you had to pick up the, this thing that plays. You remember you had to pick it up because
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I see this energy. Like it's going, and when it's not working, whatever it is, if our manifestations are not working, we need to lift up that. We call it pick up in Danish. I'm not sure the vocabulary here, but we pick it up and we put it into another tune, another song.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we can do that by observing and just reflecting a little bit on what's going on. And one of the most easy way to figure out which circle we're stuck in is to see what energy is presented to us.
Mm-hmm.
So we attract the people with the energy that we are in. So in that circle she's in, people are coming into her life trying to explain what her energy is all about. And all of a sudden when we stop, reflect, observe, feel, allow everything to go on without trying, then we find ways to move that into another song, and then new people are coming into our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually love that switch. I talk a lot about the switch in my work. So in her case, I would just stop trying for a bit. I would put the book away and I would work more on figuring out how she's feeling and what's going on inside of her. And as a mother of 3 young children, it can be hard to find time to actually nurture yourself. And that's why I love all this self-love healing talk. I'm trying to teach children about self-love in my book, because I see so many of my own clients as a life coach and healer who come to me and they don't know anything about self-love. They've completely forgotten what it's all about because they were born with it. I'm so sure that everybody is born with a way of loving herself or himself, but somehow society takes it away from us. And instead of fixing broken adults, I would love for children to grow up and not going to that stage of not knowing what self-love is all about. Yes. So I see so many mothers, especially with young children, who are pouring love into their babies and children and doing all they can to help their babies and forget about themselves. Mm. So if it's not working, we have to go back and we all know we can't pour from an empty cup. Mm-hmm. So I would you're working with her, and I trust that you on the same page with this. So just filling up that cup would be a good way to start.
Yes. And sometimes, thank you, Gita. Sometimes the cup needs a little bit of. If it's not a cup, like a bit of cleaning, polishing, you know what I mean? Just that you need to clear out any debris, and you need to look after yourself. So yes. I think also that's why olive is the color that helps you to get rid of things that no longer works for you. So we're talking about releasing, we're talking about making new beginnings and all of that. So olive is a beautiful color to help you with that as well. So this lady was attracted to that. But it also needs to work also with the magenta, and it's really good to talk about a little bit more before we close the call tonight. It was really worth talking about the energy of 2018 a little bit more, and the magenta and number 11 from a numerology point of view. the number 11 is a master number, right? It's a master. So everything will be sort of double in a sense. The energy will be highlighted. So if you're talking about leading something, so yes, you can lead it, but sometimes you like to have somebody else to help you with it. So to balance it off, it's all about collaboration as well. It's all about the energy of two working together. So that's why actually the book, as you mentioned before, Moira, the book is going to be really good because it's all about collaborating and bringing more of that light out there. And it's all about bringing more of the cosmic awareness, cosmic light. Yeah. So you, Gita, you have already been involved with books with other co-authors. You are coming on board with the book of Soulful Musings, and you've got so many other projects going on as well. And Nicola, you're already moving forward with your business, and then you go out networking and spreading the word, connecting with others. So it is a yeah. Year 11 is also the 11 is also for me is learning to understand that we're not separate. You're not separate. You know, we are one. So that's another beautiful energy we're working together for. So it is stopping thinking that you are on your own or you are separate from others or different from others. You know, like and then feeling that things. You know, you're bringing your own light, and then you are intensifying the light for everybody else.
Right.
So no, that does make sense to you. How
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely pick up from what you said earlier, Moira, about asking for help from the universe. I tend to ask in different ways, and this the team that you are talking about that will show up. I'm going to play a little bit around with that because I sometimes find that because I have a massive business as a background. So when the people show up and they offer assistance, my business mind takes over. I'm like, so will you generate revenue? And like all of these questions. So I'm good because I have quite a lot of people showing up in my life right now. And I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, I didn't see the potential in this in the same way that you just described. Yeah. So that's gonna be fun to.
Yeah, Gita, do me a favor and go onto my Facebook timeline or the 5D TV Network's timeline and have a look at our Christmas show where I didn't have a guest. I actually took all the backstage crew and staff and I focused and featured them on the sofa, and just have a look at the energy of what happens when a team comes together that I didn't look for. They just turned up and I said yes. So you'll feel it when you look at them through the camera. So have a look at that show because they are out there.
It's funny. It's actually, I'm just, people are popping up in my mind, and I feel the more I share from my heart and the more brave I become and the more I put myself out there, I have all these people wanting to help me. Mm-hmm. And often I feel that they need a salary or they need, I need to make a lot of money in order to pay them next month and next month and next month. So it often blocks me from inviting them in because I feel that there is some kind of exchange in money that I don't have right now. But I see that you're saying, "Oh, pull them in, and then the money will come."
That's exactly what's happened. Because I know when I was in England and I've pulled in an assistant into my business at that point, as soon as I said yes to the support, my business tripled in income. Mm. So the payment wasn't a problem. Now here, I'm finding the same things happened. That the moment I said yes to all these mentors and the new programs and all the advice that I've been given, and I've said yes to the team, my business has more than tripled again, and that's just in a short space of a few months. So the income shows up that says this is now how you're going to be able to pay salaries. So especially if you're in a business that's not yet generating money, what happens is volunteers will turn up. They just want a bit of your energy. They want a bit of that mojo that you have, that good feel, and they want experience. And it's really okay in the beginning to say, okay, let's collaborate together and make something happen, and then make them a part of the success. and yeah, it works. I promise you, it works.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Have a look at that episode. I promise you, you'll love it. You'll see.
Can you write it in the chat or something so I can find it, please?
I'll share it in the closed group, so you can. So everybody can watch it. I mean, whoever likes to watch it, they can watch it. And I'll tag you in, Gita.
Thank you. Thank you, Chrisoula.
You're welcome.
Okay. Mwah. Brilliant. Okay, so before we close the call tonight, a special winter solstice call. Is there anything that you like to add? Is there anything that you like to ask? Because I would not like to close the call and then you said, "Oh, I should have said this." Oh, is there anything?
I would just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and a year with many, many happy memories. That's me.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you, Nicola. Thank you. Thank you, my darling. And I guess everybody can say something, and then we can just close off like that. Yeah, who would like to go next?
I can go. So just to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and a fabulous 2018. And Chrisoula, bless you for bringing a community together like this and for us to talk and share. You are a blessing, girl. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I feel goosebumps. Thank you.
I sent them to you.
I received them. Oh, thank you, Gita.
Well, I would send you off with God Jul or Godt Nytår, which is Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's in Danish. It's been wonderful to see you again, Chrisoula, and it's been a pleasure to meet both of you, South African women. That's my book is not still in. It's just sold a few copies in South Africa, so I still have a lot to do in where you're from, and so I think that's wonderful. And Africa is on my wish list. So I see that as little symptoms, or what do you say, showing up that it's time to look at Africa as well, South Africa especially. So thank you for sharing and inspiring, and it's been a wonderful call, and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. Huge gratitude to every single one of you, Moira, Nicola, and Gita. And I know Jill Barham tried to connect, and I know there were a few other ladies and gentlemen that would like to connect. However, there are going to be other opportunities for us to come together, because it is my heartfelt intention to keep us connecting. Okay, so the next call is on a Monday, the 8th of January, and 2018, and then I will be sharing the calls are coming. Definitely, these holistic calls are happening every second Monday every month. So you can look at your diaries and put it down. But also, I will make it easy for you, and I will let you know when the dates are. So make sure that you put them in your diary. And you're not gonna say I'm busy, will you? Oh, bless. Okay, so yes, fabulous, wonderful light coming from all of us here to all of you, anywhere in the world, wherever you are. I like to say in Greek, Kala Christougena, it means Merry Christmas, και καλή χρονιά, Happy New Year. So for me, Chrisoula, the Golden Muse, and these wonderful ladies, lots of love, and see you in 2018.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.